You won't believe this. While the world watches elections and summits, the bloodiest story gets buried. Here in Europe, they're building camps for lawbreakers while silencing victims of genuine terror. I'm Andrew Meet Rich, former analyst for a state-run media outlet who chose truth over obedience, now independent, living in Europe, exposing what they don't want you to see. Tonight, two stories that reveal the rotting heart of Western priorities. First, a Ukrainian refugee who fled Putin's bombs only to meet her end on an American train, eliminated by a career criminal while major media stays silent. Second, the United Kingdom now wants to house boat migrants in military barracks. You see the pattern, right? Protect the lawless, abandon the innocent. Hit that like button if you want unfiltered truth. Subscribe because the establishment media won't tell you this. And if you're tired of being lied to, consider supporting independent voices like mine, because tomorrow the news could change everything. Let me tell you about Iryna Zarutska, 23 years old, Ukrainian refugee who escaped Putin's war machine in 2022. She came to America with her family, studying English, dreaming of becoming a veterinary assistant. You know what happened to her? Murdered by a homeless repeat offender on a Charlotte light rail train. Just imagine that for a second. August 22nd, evening commute on the Blue Line. Iryna boards the train, sits down. Behind her, 34-year-old De Carlos Brown, who shouldn't be walking free. Criminal history since 2011, grand larceny, armed robbery, threats. And now listen carefully. He had no ticket, no business being there. Surveillance footage shows Brown taking out a pocket knife, stabbing Iryna 3 times in the throat. No interaction, no provocation, pure evil. She fled from Russian rockets only to die from American lawlessness. The footage was released September 5th, 2 weeks later. Here's where it gets even worse. Major American media, the guardians of truth, stayed completely silent. Associated Press, New York Times, CNN, Washington Post, BBC, not one story about this Ukrainian refugee's life cut short. You want to know why they stayed silent? Because the story doesn't fit their narrative. Ukrainian refugee, deserving of sympathy? Eliminated by a career criminal who the system failed to contain. That combination breaks their script. Mayor Vi Lyles called it an incident, thanked media for respecting the family. Respecting the family by ignoring their daughter's tragic end. This is moral bankruptcy in action. The same outlets that'll spend weeks on celebrity gossip couldn't spare one paragraph for Iryna. Meanwhile, Ukrainian outlets and some alternative media covered it extensively. The contrast is sickening. A woman who survived Putin's war machine deserved better than America's broken justice system and silent press corps. You won't believe this. They'll lecture us about protecting democracy while burying stories that expose systemic failure. If you're still with me, hit that like button. It tells me you want the truth, not just the headlines. But if you think this is bad, wait until you hear what's happening in the United Kingdom. Now let's cross the Atlantic to Britain, where the government just announced they're putting boat migrants in military barracks. Defense Secretary John Healey confirmed they're scouting military sites for temporary accommodation. And here's the twist. The new Home Secretary pushing this? Shabana Mahmood, a Muslim woman tasked with getting tough on irregular migration. Over 1,000 migrants arrived Saturday alone, cramming into small boats from France. The numbers are staggering, and hotels are overflowing. So Labour's solution? Army barracks for people who bypassed legal immigration entirely. You see the irony? Military facilities, built to defend the nation, now housing those who entered illegally. Sites like Wethersfield and Napier Barracks, former military installations, becoming processing centres for channel crossers. Just imagine that for a second. Soldiers once trained there to protect Britain's borders. Now those same facilities house people who cross those borders without permission. The symbolism is devastating. Here's where it gets even more absurd. Mahmood represents Birmingham Ladywood, 70% non-white constituency. She's positioning as tough on irregular migration, while her own community often demands compassion for asylum seekers. The government calls this firm but fair. Really, firm would be stopping the boats. FAIR would be processing genuine asylum claims quickly. Instead, they're creating military camps while spending millions on hotel accommodation. And now listen carefully. 32,000 asylum seekers currently in hotels, costing taxpayers fortunes. The solution isn't more camps, it's deterrence. Australia proved this works, but Europe lacks the political will. The new Home Secretary talks about faith, flag and family, while managing a system that rewards lawbreaking. Her own constituents came legally, followed rules, contributed to society. Now she oversees accommodation for those who bypassed every legal pathway. What do you think? Comment below. Are military barracks the answer, or just expensive warehousing of a deeper problem? Two stories, one pattern. In America, a Ukrainian refugee gets eliminated while media stays silent. In Britain, boat migrants get military accommodation while taxpayers pay the bill. You see the priorities? Iryna Zarutska deserved protection, deserved justice, deserved headlines. Instead, she got a violent end and media blackout. Channel migrants get luxury hotels and now military barracks, while legal immigrants wait years for visas. This isn't about compassion, it's about control. Control the narrative, control the response, control who gets sympathy and who gets forgotten. The establishment protects its preferred stories while burying inconvenient truths. Stay alert, stay informed. Stay angry about these injustices. They count on your apathy, your distraction, your willingness to accept their selective outrage. Don't give them that satisfaction. Hit subscribe if you want more unfiltered analysis. Like this if you refuse to let stories like Iryna's disappear. And if you believe independent voices matter, consider supporting creators who won't bow to establishment pressure. The truth needs defenders, and that includes you. The news never stops, and neither do we. Let me close with a heartfelt thank you to our incredible sponsors. You are not just names on a list. You are the very heartbeat that keeps this channel alive. Without you, these stories would never reach the light, this voice would never be heard, and the pursuit of truth would slowly be drowned out by noise. But because of your faith in independent journalism, I can stand here and speak openly, without fear, without compromise, and with the courage to say what others will not. And just within the past few days, new friends have stepped forward to stand with us as regular sponsors. The Bumble Bunch, Paul Elamo, Edward Sodka, Michael Smith, Peter van der Jagt, and Peter Stromberg. Your commitment shows the world that truth still matters and that real voices will not be silenced. You are proof that one decision, one act of support can echo far beyond the screen. To everyone watching right now, your role is just as powerful. Every time you subscribe, every like you give, every comment you leave, you strengthen this mission and send a signal that we are not alone, that people still care about honesty and clarity in a world full of spin. Hitting that subscribe button is more than a click. It is a stand, a declaration that you are with us. Adding your comment is more than feedback. It is living evidence that truth resonates and that community still matters. So take that moment right now. Subscribe, press like, and share your thoughts below. Help us push this channel forward. Keep it alive, keep it growing, and make it impossible to ignore. Together we are not only stronger, we are louder, braver, and unstoppable.